Hello, aspirants. Welcome to the Hi-Fi of the Day, Daily Current Affairs by Alchemy IAS Institute. I am Suhas. We are going to discuss the 5 most important news topic of the day. After United States attack on Iran's nuclear facilities, after the ceasefire happened, after the dust settled, there are multiple questions remained in air to US. What are the big questions that remain for the United States? What is the true extent of damage to Iran's nuclear site? The Fordo nuclear site has been attacked. Many other nuclear sites also settlement also got attacked. What is the true extent of the damage? No information about that. Where the Iran's highly enriched uranium? Where is that? Iran have 400 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium, just a step behind the weapon grade uranium. 90% is a weapon grade uranium. So where is this enriched, highly enriched uranium is? The IAEA has no clue about the location of this highly enriched uranium, where this uranium shifted. And will this push Iran closer to building a bomb, nuclear bomb? After this attack, will Iran will proceed with the creation of a nuclear bomb after the 2003 post? Will Iran will go for a nuclear bomb preparation? What intelligence justified this strike? US was saying that Iran is preparing a nuclear weapon, preparing nuclear bombs. They are actually like breaking the non-proliferation treaty. So, is there any evidence that is there any intelligence evidence that in a United States can produce it? The Iran is doing this? Is there any evidence? And what is the engagement of what is the end game for US policy? When Trump was entering into his office, he was saying like the great nation like America was not interested in this never-ending war. They are not interested to start a new war. But what happened now? Why United States is engaging in this war? And what diplomatic path forward exists? Like from the flexible, limited monitoring enrichment. Now Trump is demanding complete or zero nuclear weapon, like zero enrichment. Is this maximalistic policy? How this policy is going to affect the world? Like from diplomacy to force. Next is two Indian food industries are way very about the India's US trade. Which are those industries? One is sugarcane industry, another one is soybean processing industry. In the case of sugarcane industry, it is known that the sugarcane industry is slowly moving towards energy industries. Like they are making ethanol as a byproduct of sugarcane. Then this ethanol is using for blending with the fuel. But when US India trade deal happens, the ethanol import is going to be increased. That US is trying to US is asking India to open the ethanol import. Why US is doing that? US wanted to stop relying on China for the China as a buyer for their ethanol and this soybean. So when US importing low priced ethanol to India, what will happen to the Indian sugarcane industry? And US is importing maize also. So from sugarcane blended ethanol, now it is moving to maize blended ethanol, like maize blended fuel. Maize will use instead of ethanol. So what will happen? Like maize import for ethanol, that how it is going to affect. And in soybean processing industry, when soybean import increases, this soybean processing mainly happen in Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. But when it is coming to import, these coast-based cities will have more advantage. So transporting from this port to this inland, like Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh areas, that will not be profitable. So this high corporate, like rich corporate, is going to be taking the benefits of this import. And how is going to impact the normal common farmers? And the recent tariff cut also worrying the sugarcane processing industry. And the news was about Ambubachi Mela. Where is Ambubachi? It is at the Ambubachi Mela, where happens at Kamakya Temple in the Guwahati, Assam. This temple is so special that the Mela is celebrated as an annual menstrual cycle of the goddess Kamakya. It is considered that the monsoon usually happens in June. The monsoon is an annual menstruation of the goddess, and it is celebrated as the fertility of Mother Earth. That the fertility space, that a menstrual phase is considered as a fertile phase. So the monsoon is considered as a symbol of fertility of Mother Earth. Okay, and the significance is that fertility and creation and unique form of worship. In this Ambubachi Mela, no idol, no goddess is being worshipped, but the process of menstruation is being worshipped. And the tantric traditions, like lot of tantric people, like including the uh, sadhus, including the akhoris, visit this Mela. And the sacred amulets, that people who participate in this Mela, they will be wearing the red color dress as a symbol of the blood coming out of the menstrual cycle of the goddess. Evaporative demand. What is evaporative demand? Evaporative demand means how much water the atmosphere could potentially take up from the land, from the available water resources. And it is driven by temperature, humidity, solar radiation, and wind speed, how much water it is being taken. So the matter of concern is rising evaporative demand means more water loss from the soil and crop faces stress even if the irrigation is adequate, high risk of the drought and reduced yield. So what it matters to India, in the matter of when India is concerned, there is no much study and research on this evaporative demand. So we are not having any clue like how this evaporative demand affect on our crops. Recent studies says that the physical and chemical forces alone could have helped the unicellular organisms evolve in the multicellular form. Traditional knowledge, it was like the genetical modification is resulted into the conversion of a unicellular organisms into a multicellular organism. But now it says that the physical and chemical force is enough. The yeast was grown in a jelly-like medium, the rich nutrient. Like we took the yeast for this experiment, that the team found that diffusion of nutrient through the jelly helped the supply of nutrient into inner cell of the yeast, and dead cells at the center and the cluster formed as channel for this channel for helping the nutrient flow, and this physical process allowed the cluster to grow larger without requiring genetic adaptation or for nutrient transportation. The multicellular organism actually grown larger than the unicellular, not because of this blood and all this organ development. It is a physical and a chemical process. India seek a post in India seek a post in World Bank's expert proceedings over the Kishan Ganga and Ratten. So it was something related to the Indus Water Treaty. After posing or after revoking the Indus Water Treaty, India asked for a pause of these two hydro projects. So what was that Pakistan's complaint? They objected to India's Kishan Ganga and Ratten project, sought an arbitration and neutral expert to review under the Indus Water Treaty. India says that project follow the Indus Water Treaty rule, so they have the right to pause it and post treaty engagement after terror attack, demanding Pakistan act against the terrorism. Current affairs drill question of the day. Which of the following factors influence evaporative demand? Temperature, humidity, wind speed, and solar radiation. So options are given here. Select the right answer and comment it below the comment section.